that team be able to go play the Gator Bowl? How about Texas A&M fans that have their flights booked, their hotels booked? These things aren't cheap. I'm not headed for that. This is not a great sign. 248-539-9797. Wake Forest, by the way, is the opponent. I don't know if I mentioned that. But there was news in the 1 o'clock update that Georgia's had a second player test positive. Now the news that Texas A&M is out of the Gator Bowl against Wake Forest. It's Carson Anderson, 97.1 The Ticket.
This is the 7 days of parlays. BetMGM is celebrating the holidays by delivering parlay presents to you every day for a week. From December 19th to December 25th, BetMGM customers can unwrap free bets and risk-free wagers when they place a one-game parlay. Plus, there are plenty of parlay boost tokens and other bonuses under the tree. If you're a sports fan, you're on the nice list at the King of Sportsbooks. Not yet registered for BetMGM? Sign up on the BetMGM app or go to BetMGM.com to enjoy a piece of the holiday action. Get in the parlay spirit with 7 days of parlays at BetMGM. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. This excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Are you a real estate agent, or have you ever thought about becoming a realtor? Hi, it's Mark C. with EXP. We are now hiring. Most realtors struggle because they don't have enough leads, or they work day and night with no retirement plan. I have a solution that includes company stock, residual income, and a great compensation plan. Come learn from the best. Me, Mark Z, at joinmarkz.com.
Hi friends, Bill Golly here telling you about our Big Finish sales event, but all ends Monday, January 3rd at 9 p.m. at Golly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We have a lot of great incentives going on this month. For example, qualified Chrysler employees can lease a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited 4x4 for just $414 a month. Leases for 30 months, 10,000 miles a year with $2,000 down. And remember, we'll always be here to service you. Again, happy holidays from Golly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bloomfield Hills, Chelsea, Roseville, and online at Golling.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, a term provider, 800-568-2790. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. If you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-568-2790. That's 800-568-2790. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-568-2790.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
We are all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. They use significantly less energy than regular bulbs. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Dan Campbell joins Stoney and Jansen Tuesdays at 7:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
So this is Christmas. And what have you done? Another year.
All right. Look, this is not where I expect the show to go, but this is kind of big breaking news in the world of sports. That Ross Dellinger, Sports Illustrated. Illustrated was the first to report because of a COVID outbreak, Texas A&M unable to play in the Gator Bowl. Sources tell SI Now. The Aggies don't have enough players available. This game is 9 days away. I'm a little surprised that this call is being made this early. But there's also news out of Georgia today that George Pickett, one of their most talented wide receivers, guy was hurt most of the year, he's tested positive along with JT Daniels, one of their two quarterbacks. So you really, really hope that doesn't have an impact. You hope that none of these games get impacted. Certainly Michigan State and Pitt, their game coming up. Western's got their bowl game coming up. Central plays Boise. That's coming up. But I mean, certainly the primary focus. Hopefully everybody stays healthy.
Yeah, this is just coming across right now. Apparently, Bishop Sycamore is willing to play anyone in a bowl game that needs a team. They will be ready. They don't have class. They never had class. They will sleep in a library if necessary. So Bishop Sycamore throwing their name in a hat. Yeah.
Boy, Ross Dellinger has tweeted out that Alabama offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien and offensive line coach Doug Marrone tested positive for COVID-19. Then Dellinger has added this. Schools are operating under CDC guidelines, which means an automatic 10-day quarantine. The semifinal is 10 days away. Saban said he expects both back for the game. The NCAA has presented data to the CDC in an effort at relaxing the 10 days. Wow. So I guess that explains why Texas A&M is saying they can't play. They have too many players. Even if they test negative, it's a 10-day quarantine. I hope that the CDC can find reasonable medical evidence that with Omicron and being vaccinated, maybe the 10 days isn't warranted. The way the NFL has now a measure of the viral load of the individual to find out if they are likely to spread it. 248-539-9797. Kevin's on a cell and he's on 97 on the ticket. Hi, Kevin.
What's up, guys? So why can't they just pull a team that just got done when I just had their full game already and ask them if they want to play another game? I mean, in shape, and it's not like they're not contested if they just play the full game.
It's a great question.
Like BYU was kind of lost, but weren't they ranked?
Pretty good team. Yeah, they're a pretty good team. I mean, I'm gonna guess here that after a team plays its bowl game, players are going off their own directions, going home, going wherever, and then the coach would have to call and say, "Hey, do you want to scramble back and play one more game?" I mean, it would be a challenge, but Kevin, it wouldn't be impossible. I mean, BYU went 10-3. BYU versus Wake Forest. Sure. That's
probably the best option I can think of.
It doesn't disrupt any of the other bowl games. It's just whether or not they'd be able to scramble and get a game together.
Because there's gonna be at least another team or another bowl game or two that are going to be affected by it.
I mean, it stands to reason the way that this is kind of a quickly developing story. It stands to reason. It stands to reason.
Especially if the school is going to get money out of it. You said no one's going to get paid, right, if this bowl doesn't happen?
That's right.
So, I mean, it's not a horrible idea. It's an idea because right now they're looking for anything, right?
Well, if you're a player.
Yeah,
if you're a player and you're at BYU, you just played in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl.
Yes, a classic.
Get your gear. Get your merch. Mm-hmm. That game was played when? I feel like it was last week. But would you want to scramble and say, yeah, let's go play another game? Because you have to be able to field your team, right? Mm-hmm. And how many players could you play without? I mean, you wouldn't do it necessarily because the school gets a payday. The school might be fired up. Hey, it's an extra $5.3 million.
I don't know. Player vote, coaches vote. Hey, we've been nominated. They've asked us. You guys want to do this? Mm-hmm. Everyone's got a test. We're pretty much in shape. We just played, right?
Yep.
Just got a game plan real quick.
It's an interesting thought, and it's probably a better suggestion than plucking a player or plucking a team from another bowl game.
And then all the Texas A&M fans get to go to a game still. They just don't see their team.
Right.
Give us BYU shirts and swag.
Yeah. That's good. I do feel for their fans, man. I mean, the topic we were gonna do is Michigan fans. How you get to Florida? How'd you get tickets? Because the flights from Detroit to Florida, and I'll just give you a little tip here. And we'll probably do this tomorrow. But my son, who's a sophomore at Michigan, had the idea to see how much it would cost to fly out of Columbus, Ohio. Figuring there weren't going to be a lot of people going to a playoff venue out of Columbus, Ohio. Well, he discovered it wasn't particularly cheap, but flying out of Cincinnati was $280 round trip. Flying out of Cincinnati. But in the meantime, I've heard prices quoted as up to $1,800 to get down to Miami. And so, you know, think about getting from College Station to Jacksonville. Doubt there's direct flights. I mean, those fans. I hope the airlines and hotels do them a solid, but I'm not so sure they will. But we're waiting. I mean, the teams. Obviously, Michigan hasn't left yet. That's the other thing. Is when you get to the venue, it might be easier to quarantine when you get to a team hotel. And basically, if everybody in your travel party has been boosted, everybody in your travel party has been negative, you just quarantine in your hotel like this is back during the last year where there were no fans allowed in the game.
Yeah, it sounds like they're already taking extra precautions as it is, just to be extra safe. So they're doing meetings with masks and trying to social distance and things like that. Like you said, they're getting their boosters today. They're doing everything they can. So
yeah,
hopefully Georgia it's just a couple players and that's it. We get a game.
Yep. You're right about that. 248-539-9797. All right, Lions insider Dave Burkett. Hear what he has to say next about maybe not picking number 1 overall, and what are some things the Lions can build on for next year. That coming up straight ahead here on 97.1 The Ticket. Hey, Hall Financial is giving the gift of free appraisals this holiday season from now until December 31st. If you're thinking about selling your current home or purchasing a new home, take advantage of this special offer now and call Hall Financial to get started with your free appraisal. Not only will Hall Financial cover the cost of the appraisal, but they can help you close your loan in as little as 8 days. 8 days! Well, I did this with Hall a few years back. They gave me a short checklist, and it was awesome because they took care of most of the work. In 8 days to close? Wow. Hall Financial, a company known for giving back to their clients, has over 4,000 5-star reviews. In fact, when I talked to them recently, they told me, you don't need to refi. They didn't go for the quick buck. They told me, you're good rate, good term, sit tight. That's customer service. They can do the same for you. Call them 7 days a week. 866-CALL-HALL. That's 866-CALL-HALL. Or chat with a client service specialist online at callhallfirst.com. That's callhallfirst.com.
Hey Detroit, it's me, Tanya Lalonde, from the all-new Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The end of the year is here, so the time to buy is now during our big finish sales event featuring new Ram trucks, Challenger Hellcats, and Chrysler 300s with 0 money down, 0% APR for 72 months, and 0 payments until March 2022. If you haven't visited our beautiful brand new facility in Imlay City, now is the perfect time because we have more than enough new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams for everyone. But your credit's not so good, but you still owe money on your trade, but you can't afford a large down payment? Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram kicks those butts every day. So, if you want to keep shopping all over Michigan, that's okay. But if you want the best car at the best price with the best experience, come see me, Tanya Lalonde, at the all-new Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful Imlay City, Michigan. Call 810-724-0444 or click LaLondeChrysler.com.
$13.88 per month per $1,000 borrowed for 72 months at 0 APR with 0 down. Negative trade equity finance to be loan subject to lender approval.
Jeep Ram. There goes with pairs of Skechers. La 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 la. When is London? Yeah, we betcha. La 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 la.
If you're looking for the perfect holiday gift for the whole family, look no further than Skechers, because Skechers is a comfort technology company and has all the fits and features to keep your family comfy and cozy. We've got fits for all feet: arch fit, relaxed fit, wide fit, stretch fit, and more, because nothing's more comfortable than the perfect fit. And we've We've got comfort features across our whole line of footwear, like Max Cushioning, Hyperburst Foam, and Skechers' world-famous air-cooled memory foam. Plus, who better than the comfort experts to make the perfect shoes for kids? And we make them fun with lights, unicorns, dinosaurs, and more, all for an incredible value. Your holiday dollars go further at Skechers, so deck those halls and your family's feet with Skechers, the perfect holiday gift. Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D-Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D-Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Deferral National Benefit Plan. For affordable life insurance, log on to NBCHealth.com.
The Detroit Pistons play the Miami Heat. Pre-game tomorrow night at 7:05 on 97.1. The Ticket.
All right, let's talk a little Lions here on 97.1 The Ticket as we welcome in Detroit Lions insider from the Detroit Free Press, Dave Burkett, here on 97.1 The Ticket. Dave, how are you?
I'm doing good, Doug. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Just thought we'd get caught up. It's been a while, and you're now covering one of the hottest teams in the NFL, apparently.
Amazing to think, right? They played pretty well the last, two of the last 3 weeks, and the third one, there's pretty good excuse for why they didn't. So maybe they're starting to show a little bit.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is this in any way, in your view, significant of anything greater happening here?
You know, look, I've been a believer in what Dan Campbell is doing, has done to this point, even when they weren't, winning games. And I think this is sort of the culmination of all that, right? Like, you needed to have some payoff to make sure that, Dan's, what he was preaching and the way he wanted to, to go about business and build this thing that, for him, for everyone else in the organization, for the players to get a couple wins, to say, yeah, we are, we're doing this thing the right way. I think that was important. I don't know that, all of a sudden they're one of the best teams in the NFL, or they found something here that's, magical, that's going to be able to carry them on through 2022. But I do think that, the last few weeks, really since the bye, is sort of an example of, the way that Dan wants to play football and the way they're trying to build this thing. There's some merit to it, and, it should be sustainable if they continue down this path.
I was thinking, in my opinion, there's two significant things going on that would make me think the future might be bright. One is what Aaron Glenn and that staff is doing with this defensive personnel. And two is the offensive line's ability to have the Lions churn out some yards on the ground.
I think you're 100% right on both accounts there, Doug. And man, it was probably, a month ago. I felt kind of funny asking Aaron this question too, but I said, are you guys overachieving in some ways? And they were winless at the time, like defensively I was talking about. And it seemed kind of weird to say, but when you look at what they've been able to do, even despite the numbers, but with the, so much turnover in some of the personnel and some of the losses they've had, I'm with you. I think Aaron Glenn is a really good coach. I think he could be a head coach in the NFL one day soon. Probably not this year, right? It's not a good sell for other teams to, hire a coach off a 2-win team. But I do think he carries himself like a coach, and I think players respond to him similarly, to how they do Dan Campbell. And then, look, I remember sitting down with Brad Holmes the morning of the draft, and he was talking about wanting to build a monster, right? And he didn't say specifically offensive line at the time, but that's what I came away thinking, and that's certainly the way they went